Welcome to Kinder Playtime.
Welcome to Kinder Playtime. We have a Play-Doh tutorial of Minnie Mouse today. You need tan, black, light pink, and white Play-Doh. Let's get started. Start out with the black. I just made her body one whole big piece this time, except for her head. I went ahead and ripped that off so I could work out the arms and the legs really good to get a good base going. I made her legs a little bit bigger than her arms and then made the bottoms thicker for her feet so that she could stand up pretty well. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be covering most of this with the pink to make her dress. We're going to go ahead and start making the bottom of her dress now. I just went ahead and pressed out the pink Play-Doh with my fingers until it was pretty thin and not thick in any place. And then I just cut out a basic skirt shape and wrapped it around her waist. It started out a little bit low and I decided to put it higher so that all I'd have to do is really put sleeves on. There we go. I used the excess pink in the back from the skirt to help support the heavy body so that it wouldn't fall over as much. I did the same thing for the sleeves as I did for the dress. I just squished it out with my fingers and then cut out a sleeve shape. You'll do it for both sides, try to make them the same size as much as possible, and then just squish them into the top of the dress and blend in a little bit. Now you can work with the arms a little bit now that the shoulders are covered. We're going to make the shoes next. I did the exact same thing as the parts of the dress. I just smoothed it out and then I cut a triangle for where the tops of the shoe are open on Minnie Mouse's shoes. And then you just wrap it around the foot and squish it in and blend it. Repeat for the other shoe. It really doesn't matter what shape you make the shoe as long as you get the V, because you're just going to wrap it around and squish it in anyway. Now Minnie's shoes are pointed, so make sure you get some good points on her shoes. Next, I'm rolling out a belt just to kind of mask the seam. Minnie does wear a belt nowadays, so this matches the design for the pink polka dot mini dress that you'll see on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Plus, it just looks cute anyway. Look at that. What a great belt. Just making sure everything is really supported and working out the arms a little more for later. I pulled some of the black Play-Doh off for later to make ears, and then I rolled the remaining black Play-Doh into her head. I went ahead and flattened out the front of it because we're going to apply the tan to her face just like we did in our previous Mickey video. I put a toothpick in to support the head and simply slid the head over the toothpick. I put some more Play-Doh in the back to support the extra weight from the Play-Doh head. Now we're going to pull out the tan. You'll shape her face with the long pointy nose, and then the cheeks for the smiles and the high brows for her eyes. And I cut out a triangle and then blended the top so that you get the top of her eyebrows, the arches. Try to smooth it out, make it as seamless as possible. And then apply to the flat part of the face. And just squish it in really good and it'll stay by itself. Let's start adding some details to this Minnie Mouse. We will start with some of her the white details. Let's put the eyes on her face first. I rolled out the white into a ball and then squished it out into an oval shape. Now, to make it not look funny, you want to make sure that the ovals are the same size. See, that one's much bigger, so I went ahead and redid it so it's the same size. Now we're going to roll out some polka dots for the bottom of her dress. Minnie does not have polka dots on the top of her dress, just on the skirt. You can put as many or as few as you like. This is starting to look really, really cute. Now let's make the pupils for her eyeballs. We want to make sure that our Minnie Mouse can see. Once again, you'll just roll out some black and then squish it on. That one was too big. You just want to make sure that they're the same size and that they're not crazy eyes. Now I'm flattening out the rest of the black that I had pulled off earlier and cutting out some circles for the ears. They're really super easy that way. And then you just squish them into the top. Make sure that you don't roll out that black for the ears too thin, because then they won't stand up on their own. I just added the nose, which is just a basic black ball, and now I am cutting out the smile. I made the smile out of pink. You could do red if you want. We did Mickey's smile in red. Look how happy she is. The last things that we have to do are her iconic bow and her hands. I took a while to shape the bow out the right shape that I wanted it to be. I wanted it to look just right. Then I squished out a sheet of pink and cut out a ribbon to go around the middle to make it look like a tied bow. There we go. And then she does have white polka dots on her bow, so you want to be sure to add some white polka dots. This is looking really, really cute. Couple more polka dots and we should be well on our way to finishing our Minnie. Here we go. Now we can just place it on her head. Oh, isn't that sweet? The last thing is her hands. Just some basic white balls squished into the side, and make sure her arms are in there too, and you will be good to go. There she is, Miss Minnie Mouse. Isn't she adorable?
Play-Doh smash!
Oh my! Don't forget to like and subscribe!